The college basketball experience pregame show for Friday, March the 21st edition on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Sign up with the Underdog promo. It is TCESGPN to get a $1,000 in bonus credits today. That is Underdog Fantasy promo code TCESGPN. And we're also brought to you by Edge Boost. Get up to $750 in cashback rewards each month when you sign up with edgeboost.bet and use our promo code SGPN. Welcome, everybody, into the college basketball experience pregame show for Friday, March the 21st. Cheers, another day and doing this. And oh, man.
Still drunk, baby.
Oh, golly. I feel like I just went to bed like 5 minutes ago. And, yeah, I feel like we just concluded the postgame show and Saturday show. Shout out to you, Cannabis Capper. I know you're in the Central Time Zone. Quick turn. And, yeah, let's dive into it. Games start here in about an hour and change here. I am Moneyline Mac, a.k.a. the former video coordinator for Bob Huggins and Frank Martin. You know, they say the best way to detox is to retox. So it's always been a words of wisdom from me. So joining me to talk college hoops, you guys know him.
Speaking of retoxing,
this guy likes to retox, and you know he's going to be retoxing a lot here because his Baylor Bears start here in less than an hour. He is the DC Sports Society, aka the Green Bow and Weed Growing. Troy Tuning, what's up, brother?
Not always one to tout, but going to tout the strategy of pairing every single spread pick with an Alex Ovechkin goal. Paid off mightily yesterday. Mightily. Every one of those became a plus 225 to plus 500 play, which is a great way to make sure you can get some cash rolling back in. But yeah, shout out Nate. I've been back on the Tito's for like an hour and a half now. So retoxing is the way to go. I feel way better now than I did an hour ago. So.
110%. I don't know how this guy's feeling. He's in the Central Time Zone. He is from the great state of, I don't know if it's really the great state, but he's from the state of Illinois. He is a DePaul fan. We love DePaul this show. He is Cannabis Capper, aka CC. What's up, brother?
Matt, good morning. I pulled a Noah this morning.
Oh, you just woke up?
For the alarm.
Okay, yeah. I turned my alarm off because I've paid time. I'm off today. I'm not working. I just slept straight through. I finished my article last night, crashed out, and woke up and saw a text from Troy. I'm like, oh shit, I better get going. And I got going. So good morning, guys.
There you go. Hey, if you had not made it, I would not have held it against you. I know you were up till 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. I was like, he may not make this one, but shout out to you for making it. Yeah, I woke up at fucking like 8 o'clock to my dog licking the shit out of my face.
Aww.
To
4:30 for your boy today.
Yeah, well, I went to bed at 4:30, so yeah, I guess I was technically awake at 4:30. And then I had to feed my dogs, and then I dozed off for another hour. And then it was time to do the pregame. So here we are. Beanick ain't gonna. Beanick will be up for the night session. He'll miss the whole morning session. Let's talk college hoops. Troy, everybody heard last night. Me and Caps recap, and just our thoughts from takeaways from day number 1. But Troy, just before we move on to day 2, what were your takeaways, thoughts on a fun day in college hoops, man?
Yeah, pretty fun one. Not necessarily the like mega drama throughout the day kind of opening round, but kind of happy that I stayed away from the first game because I would have put actual money on Louisville and that would have been terrible. I did put actual money on VCU and then did take the halftime spread too with VCU. That was pretty bad. That might have been the worst look of the day, but we were right on Drake and McNeese. Love the Drake. Just like I said, you're either going to get the love the Drake meme or the hate the Drake meme. Love the Drake. And I tried to text and tell everybody that DraftKings was boosting that Ovi goal. So hopefully I did some of the Lord's work because I sent that out all over every social. I know I texted both of you guys. I'm sure you got on it, but that was a good one.
You sent it to your clientele?
My clientele, yeah. They pay for picks.
1-800 Troy Tuning.
1-800 drinking Tito's at 9:30 in the morning.
Well, let me ask you this, guys. I would say, I mean, it wasn't a boring day, but maybe for NCAA tournament standards, we would consider this boring yesterday, I would think. The excitement, you mentioned it, McNeese getting across the finish line, Drake winning, and then Arkansas winning. So those are like the three quote-unquote upsets. Do we think that today could be a little chaotic then? I mean,
hoping so.
Could today get weird?
I hope so. I want to see it get weird. One of the plays I gave out on the initial reaction show was Robert Morris plus the points and on the money line.
Early. That's early too. That's in like 2 hours.
I feel like we get a lot of teams that cover these numbers and it is more drama, but I don't necessarily know if we're going to get the cross the finish line. It feels like we're looking forward to Saturday and Sunday with some of the non-upsets just leading to some banger games in the second round.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's kind of what it felt like leading into the first 2 days anyways. You know, everyone's talking the chalk route is not as much fun for the first round, but then everything afterwards starts to be freaking awesome when you have all those good matchups.
Well, and I talked about this last night. I think I went 12-4 or 11-5 in my bracket, which, and I don't know, that's average, I guess. But I joked that I put more chalk on my bracket and honestly betting than I think I ever have. I think I'm starting to like feel like the underdogs is like almost kind of the public side now. It used to be nobody would ever bet dogs, but I feel like everybody gets so giddy to fire away on dogs now, just with watching this tournament over and over and over again, and thinks about all these crazy upsets. I don't know. Am I thinking too much into this, or
no?
Is there something into it? I feel like everybody just wants to take dogs down. I'm like, well, if everybody's taking dogs, they ain't all gonna get across the finish line. I don't know. What do you think, Cap?
I totally co-sign. I feel like this is just talking to some of the casual fans of my life. They're like, oh, you got to. It's a tournament. You got to take the dog. I'm like,
yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I totally agree that I do see a lot more folks willing to jump on a dog than they were in years past. I think, like, for whatever reason, it's like the thrill of jumping off of not being on a favorite has kind of become more the public the public side, which I don't like it. I like being like the only one. I'm like, well, no, of course I took McNeese.
Yeah.
You didn't? No, of course I'm on Drake. Are you kidding me? And now everybody's like, oh yeah, of course I'm on Drake. You're giving that out as a dog? You're a weirdo.
Well, that's what I knew we were good on McNeese. Is everybody had fucking Clemson as their sleeper Final Four team. yeah, sleeper Final Four team. I down 20 right out.
Yeah, shout out to the people in a 64 team tournament that thought that it was a smart play to ever use Clemson in a like survivor pick league. I saw a few Clemson survivor picks. Like, what?
Good luck.
Why would that be your survivor pick?
Ever. What?
Yeah, that's crazy.
I think it's a lot to do with just the legalizing of gambling in a lot more states too. So when people see those plus numbers, the veteran gamblers aren't scared of the minus numbers, but the rookie gamblers, they see those plus numbers and they see their $10 bet going to $43. They're all over those fucking plus numbers, baby.
Oh yeah. All right, let's talk some fun stuff here. Damn you, Michael. Sorry,
Damn you, Michael.
Why did you not watch the pregame show? Can't go against my guy Will Wade. Baylor, Mississippi State, baby. This number has kind of been all over the place. 1.5. Pick them. What's it on the money line? Minus 102, minus 118.
Yep.
Both ways. Baylor's going to win this game, Troy. Baylor's experience in their shot making at the guard position. They're going to get across the finish line for us. Talk about your Bears.
The biggest Mississippi State defensive issue is guarding the arc, and what Baylor does the best is make threes at a pretty high rate. Mississippi State's biggest issue on offense is they can't fucking make free throws. What Baylor does is they make free throws at a pretty high rate. Yeah, you don't need points in this game. I think Baylor does win this one. And just a little bit of a cherry on top is the Jeremy Roach against Duke. Just looking forward. They're trying to, they got to get some storylines to talk about how good the ACC is, Mac.
Oh, I'll tell you what. If I'm a Duke fan, I'm rooting for Mississippi State from a matchup standpoint.
Yeah.
Cap, what say you?
I'm on Baylor. I took it on the money line. Like I think at one point it was like plus 105. I'm sorry, plus 105, plus 110. I jumped on that. I just think they're the better team.
Yeah.
A bit more experience on the Baylor side. I feel like with Jeremy Roach and Omier. And also I think Baylor's had some time to get a little bit healthier. They haven't played in a week, so hopefully that'll show on their side. I just I like this Baylor team. Mississippi State has been just like. They've been another one of those teams. Has been like a lot like Missouri. They've been like really hard to bet this year. They've been really up and down. They've dropped a lot of games that they should have won, and I think this is going to be another one that they're going to drop. That you could make a case for them winning. I mean, just go look at the line. If they're favored by a point, so
it also has that feel of Baylor just playing with nothing to lose at this point.
Yeah,
Mississippi State is so Hubbard reliable.
Mm-hmm.
Like every day,
you can shut him down. Yeah,
it's just got to be Hubbard's got to make 6-7 threes.
Well, when they go zone, he'll be able to shoot over it, but he's going to have to make those shots. So
yeah, dude, I think Edgecombe's going to have a big tournament.
I think he is too. Yeah, he's going to show out.
Got to get back in the lottery.
Yeah, and what's his name? I mean, I think he's lazy at times, but Omir's had success in March Madness. That run he had with Miami to get him paid at Baylor, he's no stranger. And then Roach, to your point, has also been a veteran and played in the Final Four as well. So Baylor, he's got the experience, but so did Kansas. But I don't think Baylor, I don't think Baylor is fucking Dickinson to rig the game. So I have Kansas and Arkansas on the background. Kansas just took a 3-point lead, and here we go. And Dickinson, there's a turnover. I'm telling you,
the greatest pass of all time.
Just punting the ball into the upper deck, and they would have won the game if he had just punted the ball. He's point shaving. Anyway, I digress. Robert Morris, Alabama. Cap, I do like Bob Morris. I think that they got physical guards. And I think Alabama's kind of a foo-foo team, but the problem is they love getting up against these fucking mid-majors. They love padding their fucking stats. But I am on Bob Morris. I think it's too much, getting 22.5, actually down to 21.5 some spots. I'll stick to my guns with Bob Morris with you. You think they're live outright. So I'm going to skip Troy, and you can talk about it, and then Troy can finish, and then we'll move on to Lipscomb, Iowa State.
Okay, number one, again, first off, location. This is in Cleveland, less than 2 hours away from Moon Township. You know that there's a massive caravan of Bob Morris fans making that drive. That's one. Two, I believe Vandy fans will also be in the building tonight. So you've got Bob Morris fans and Vandy fans tilting that building in favor of the dog. So they've got the building on there. So they're going to have the building either way, but no, they really do. That's one. Two, to your point, the physical guards, I think that messes with Alabama a little bit. And three, they've been the horseshoe team all year. all year. I've been like, okay, they're fraudulent. This is the week that it's going to catch them up. And it took them all the way to. At this point, it's an identity. So, give me the horseshoe team to get the job done here tonight. I do think they're live on the money line. I've taken it on the money line. I haven't bet a lot. Like we're talking like a pizza bet here, as opposed to a mortgage bet. But I like this matchup for Bob Morris. I don't like this Alabama team. I've seen them kind of sleepwalk their way into a few games this year, more in conference than out of conference, I will say. But I don't like this matchup for them. I think this is I think they're going to get clipped. Somebody's going to get clipped. Somebody's going to make it chaotic, and I think this is the spot. I'm shooting my shot in this one.
There might be one later that Troy and I think both are going to be on, and it's developed over here. But yes, I hope you're right. I'm taking the points with you. Maybe we'll throw it in our money line parlay at the end. Troy,
no,
where are you at here?
It has. Bob Morris hasn't had too many issues scoring recently, and we know that Alabama doesn't really have that much of an interest in playing defense. And even if they score 100. Bob Morris could still get to 80 if Alabama scores 100. No Grant Nelson either, right?
That's my understanding, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think there's no Grant Nelson. I want to take the points, but I don't have the balls to take the money line like Mr. Cannabis Capper over here. Even
what's
with
the worst thing that happens? You lose a bet that's never happened before?
I'm thinking about only making a pizza bet on the money or on the spread for Robert Morris. I don't even feel all that great taking the spread like you guys do, but it does seem like the right side would be to take those points. If it does get to like 20.5 though, that would scare me.
Yes. I like it better at 22-23 than I do at 21-20.
Do you guys have any faith in the staples of Lipscomb keeping it within the number against Iowa State? I think they will. I think Lipscomb will play well, but I think Iowa State will blow it open late. I think a lot of people are overstating the Keyshawn Gilbert's injury. I think this is kind of a one-game bump. Like, hey, all right, we're still getting Tame and Lipsy back. I think Iowa State kind of blows it open, wins by like 20. This is for me. This is Wisconsin, Montana today. That's the game I got in mind. They blow it open late, cover. Give me Iowa State, the Clones.
I think you should take the points here, but I feel much more confident taking the plus 7.5 in the first half than the 14.5 for the whole game. Just for the same reason, I wouldn't be surprised if Iowa State doesn't end up pulling away because no Keyshawn Gilbert. Like maybe they win it by exactly 14 or something like that. I wouldn't be surprised if they do pull away without Keyshawn Gilbert. They're still a dang good basketball team, but I do think you're onto something with that Lipscomb hanging around at halftime. So I'll take the first half plus 7.5 with the Lipscomb guys.
So we're saying Lipscomb plus 7.5 in the first half, and Iowa State minus the 14.5 for the full game. Like
Uno
yesterday
reverso
with the Wisconsin Montana game, that actually would have cashed if anyone bet it. It was plus 4.5 or plus 450.
Uno reverso, cuz
it was.
And real quick, and I always push back on Colby and Noah on this. They have this like thing, and I see the chat talking about it, that Iowa State chokes in March. They've made it to the Sweet 16 2 out of 3 years under Otzelberger. The first year they were awful. They were an 11th seed, and I don't know how they made it to the Sweet 16. Everybody remembers the Pitt debacle where they had like the random 40-point game. That's been their only choke job. Like they lost to Illinois in a Sweet 16 game, but Illinois was really good. They were a 3 seed, and it was a back and forth. They lost right at the end. I don't put Iowa State in that company of choke artists in March. Yeah, they had one bad game, but I mean, in year one, they made it to Sweet 16 as an 11th seed.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so I think this is, to me, this game is a case of the numbers kind of lying to us a little bit. If you look at pure metrics, you look at Lipscomb, they're actually like a really good defensive team. They're a really good defensive team for the ASUN.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to be facing the same dudes on Iowa State that you face in the ASUN. I'm sorry. Again, looking at the metrics, they on paper they look like a good team. Who they've been playing? It's been ASUN teams all year. Iowa State's a different animal. I think if they were playing an A-Sun team, yeah, they would keep it close in the first half. They'd probably be winning in the first half. But the fact that it's a Big 12 team, I think they're going to get boat raced a little bit. I like Iowa State to cover this pretty easily. It's an injury. It's an injury to a key piece, but it's an injury that they've been playing hurt all year. They're used to missing guys. They're not afraid to miss guys.
It sucks that they're hurt, man. In November, I thought they were national championship good, and I stand by that. If they had all their pieces, they would have been in my Final Four because they would have had two dudes that could go get a bucket, and their defense is unbelievable. But since they only have Curtis Jones, I mean, he's got to play out of his mind, and so does Momcilovic. So. But you never know. I mean, maybe they rally around Otzelberger again, shorthanded, and they get to another Sweet 16. I just don't know if they can get to the Final Four with this unit now.
No, I think I think at some point the depth is, the lack of depth is missing. Gilbert is going to catch up to them. It's not going to catch up to them against Lipscomb. They're going to fucking boat race this team. The fuck out.
I was going to say, I feel like when they get to the tournament, Otzelberger should order the Iowa State jerseys all one size smaller for everyone, just so everyone looks the same.
I love Otzelberger.
He's a little schmedium. Yeah. Bang out a couple of push-ups before you get on camera, so you get a little pump on.
Yeah. All right, hey, this may be the game of the day, to be honest. And to our point of everybody wants to hop on the lower seed, well, is this even getting excited to hop on the lower seed when they're laying points? Colorado State's laying 1.5 points against Memphis. I'm all over Colorado State. I know the Mountain West has fucking sucked, and I am so sick of them making me look like a jackass in March. But I think that they're playing better basketball than a lot of teams in the country. And I think that, yeah, they laid an egg last year, but I think they were so dependent on Isaiah Stevens. I like their team better this year. They're bigger, more physical. Nikkei Clifford is playing out of his mind. He's a pro. Yeah, give me Colorado State against a shorthanded Memphis team that's got a quick turn here off of that Sunday late championship. Got to go all the way out west to Seattle. Yeah, give me the Rams. Let's go.
How is Memphis public?
They're
getting 68% of the bets on the money line. 59% of the bets in the spread are on Memphis.
Well, I mean, they're the 5 seed, but the bigger brand too.
True, but Stevens, I haven't seen anybody on Memphis. Like all the Twitter geniuses like me have been on Colorado State since this line dropped. Like when I first saw this match, I'm like, oh, I cannot wait to bet Colorado State as a dog. And they've been favored all fucking week.
Yeah.
So that scares me. I've been wanting to bet Memphis all week because of that.
Join me.
The more I look at it, the more I think Memphis is the right side here. I think
system play. Penny as a dog.
Penny as a dog now, yeah.
Yeah, it's.
But do you take the public side here? I'll stick with Colorado State just because I see how public Memphis is. But it makes no sense to me that Memphis is public because I've seen nobody talk about Memphis all week. So I mean, they still got Haggerty, still got Danger. I don't. Who are they missing?
You could have just.
Hunter.
That's the big one.
It's not a small piece. Tyrese Hunter is kind of a big piece.
Agree. Yeah. All right, I see the case now. Yeah, I'll stick with Colorado State. I'm not going to Benedict, but I understand if somebody takes Memphis, I understand why.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. I've been actually looking for a reason to bet Memphis this whole time. I think maybe your algorithm is just narrowed down perfectly, Cap, where all the Colorado State stuff you see is just sharp bettors.
Possible.
Your algorithm has become the greatest thing in the world now.
Noah has his pulse on Dick. I have my pulse on the sharps.
That's what happens when you drink bourbon and milk, man. You just can't get stuff correct.
Well, it could be UC San Diego and Michigan from last night, and I know Michigan, although I pushed on that, but UC San Diego played about as bad as they could have played, and they still almost won that fucking game. So yeah, let's go. Ram it.
All right, let's ram it.
All right. 16-1 seed, Mount St. Mary's Duke. Duke like 32.5. No. Mount St. Mary's. Why would anybody lay points at the ACC trash school? Let's go. Give me the Mount.
This is like a repeat of Alabama. I'm sorry, Auburn, Alabama State from yesterday.
I think I agree with you.
I think that you're gonna have Duke who's gonna be a little bit shorthanded. They have no reason to play their injured guy. There's no reason. If Cooper Flag is dresses for this game, they're out of their mind. Keep him in a walking boot. Keep him in his street clothes. I want to see him, wearing jeans and a t-shirt. I don't want to see him in a uniform. And the Mount hangs around this one. They may even threaten at one point, kind of like Alabama State did, but they're never really going to be in this game. But they are going to cover this number. Duke wins by 20.
I mean, I'm not going to lay 32.5 points with Duke. But I see the Cooper Flag line is 17.5 points.
Is he playing?
Do we want Cooper Flag to play like 3 possessions and then be like, you know what? Let's just rest it a little bit. And then just hammer his under 17.5 points.
They didn't put that out there, did they?
I will say, I don't know if the Mount could win, but the Mount is a 16 seed, like from a style standpoint, that like they don't give a fuck. They're gonna get their threes up. They're gonna play loose. They're gonna play hard. They're gonna play fast. I think the Mount plays well. It wouldn't surprise me if, like, late in the first half, the Mount has the lead. But of course, Duke ultimately will win and grind it out. But Duke trying to find themselves back with Flag in the lineup. I love the Mount here, getting 32.5.
Yeah, I only like that Flag under here. I'm not gonna take points. I'm not gonna lay points. This is too gross for me.
I can't believe they put that number out there.
Yeah.
It's even on our favorite app.
Is it?
I know a lot of people are just blindly betting Duke, but if you didn't pay attention to those two 18-2 teams just getting boat raced yesterday, that old ACC that they played in, that's a bad league. And yeah, that's starting to wonder really how good this Duke team is. Yes, they're very talented and fun, but I don't know how good a competition they've been playing since about January 1st. So, and they caught Illinois when they were shorthanded. So I don't know. Duke really hasn't played anybody in quite a while. Vandy versus St. Mary's.
This might be the best game of the day.
I'll lay it with St. Mary's. Give me the Gales. Give me these veteran bunch. Let me muck it up. They're my Final Four dark horse pick, baby. Let's get it. Give me St. Mary's to roll here, win by double digits. The experience of getting upset comes through here. St. Mary's all day. Go Gales.
Okay. I'm on the same side. I like St. Mary's in this one. I went through the numbers last night, and everything tells me St. Mary's. Vanderbilt, they don't defend the perimeter very well, and they give up a ton of points. That's a really poor strategy against a team that's going to limit possession. I think when St. Mary's has the ball, they're going to make Vandy pay. They're going to make Vandy pay for it, and Vandy's going to get the ball enough to actually stay in this game. I think there's. I kind of like St. Mary's to blow them out a little bit. I think they're going to win by 10. I just think the more disciplined team, smarter team, better defense. I don't see a case for. I think it's a bad match for Vandy. It really is. Troy, would say you.
Come with me on the easiest bet of the day.
65.5
team total for Vanderbilt against St. Mary's? Absolutely not. They held Gonzaga to 58 twice this year, and you just watch Gonzaga pull off a pretty impressive offensive performance. Under that 65.5, I don't have a problem laying the 4.5 with the Gales either. St. Mary's really good at basketball, fun to watch because nobody plays basketball like that anymore, even though they should.
Yeah. Hey, that's a good fucking a good point. A mediocre.
The alternate, if you take under 58, it's plus 390. I'm also on that.
Well, I'm co-signing what you said about what the Zags did to a mediocre SEC team. Vandy's a mediocre SEC team. I mean, the WCC was pretty damn good, I think, is what we're learning. So, yeah, I mean, the Zags didn't even win that league. It was St. Mary's. St. Mary's going to get ready to rock and roll. The more and more I think about it, this is a double-digit win for the Gales. Let's go.
Okay.
All right.
Jay's right, but Vandy is the absolute opposite of locked in right now. So,
what's the opposite of locked in? Like
he's locked out. He can't get in. The door's locked.
Hey, you want another lock? Ole Miss is gonna fucking bitch slap Carolina.
I'm not betting this game.
Why is Ole Miss why is this a pick? Everybody's talking themselves into this Carolina foo-foo Final Four run. Did you watch the SEC ACC Challenge in November? All right, Carolina. They got a rigged draw. They drew the worst team in San Diego State. Now they're gonna play Ole Miss? No. Ole Miss athletes win. Carolina, fun, voodoo story's over. They got their rigged game out of the way. The ACC will just get boat raced again. Give me Ole Miss, hotty toddy. Ole Miss by 20.
Does it concern you that we just saw North Carolina beat athletes?
No, because they can't make a shot. Like they literally could not make a free throw.
No, they couldn't. Yeah, it was all they had was athleticism. No, they couldn't. Yeah, could not put the ball in the hole. I don't think that's gonna be that big, as big of a problem for Ole Miss. Gave me Ole Miss. I'll take it on the money line. It's plus 105. I don't understand. Is the line just a name brand? Is it just hoping that people see the North Carolina name brand and jump on them as a short favorite?
This could be 8-on-5 though.
Yeah, it could be 8-on-5. They're still going to beat Carolina. They're better than Carolina. They have more athletes. They're more physical than Carolina. Chris Beard against fucking Hubert Davis.
That's not a close.
I mean, look at the chat. Look at the chat right now. Everybody is convinced Carolina is going to be the foo-foo Cinderella run. Not happening.
He did just beat Brian Dutcher, who's a better coach.
Yeah, that team is horrible.
I know.
That team is horrible.
If they keep that team together, they'll be special. If he can keep that that group together for like a year, like another season, they'll be really good next year. But yeah, I also UNC plays really loose with the ball, and Ole Miss is really good at causing turnovers. Yeah, I like Ole. I think Ole Miss can win by 10.
Dude, we watched the ACC SEC Challenge this year. Duke beat Auburn in what's it called? Cameron. That was like the only win they had. They got boat raced in every other fucking game. Ole Miss is gonna fuck them up. Y'all are fucking crazy in the chat taking Carolina in this one.
I'm not betting this game. This is any of the games that North Carolina is in, I can easily stay away from betting. It was rigged to get them in. It was rigged to get them these matchups. Yeah, it's just kind of gay. Like, I don't know how else to say it. Like, UNC is, I don't know how else to say it. And I'm not interested in going against what could be rigged, even if it seems like it's a team that's way better than them, because Ole Miss is way better than North Carolina. That's not even really a debate, but I'm not getting involved. This one is actually too stinky for me, no matter how many Tito's and Red Bulls I've had.
80% of bets and money on Carolina. Good luck.
That's crazy. Okay. Ole Miss is officially a mortgage bet now.
Dude, you just won by 50, and everybody against a horrible San Diego State team that was young, didn't even have one of their leading scores, and everybody thinks that they're back. No, we just watched the real ACC yesterday. They're not playing the Mountain West anymore. Unfortunately, the Mountain West is a terrible March Madness league. Ole Miss.
Hubert Davis even went to the same high school that Mac and I did, and we're over here like not any respect at all. But
not respecting this fluke run.
It could be 90% public. I'm still not taking it.
Oh, we got a Twitter genius in the chat.
What does that say?
Y'all just have the wrong impression of North Carolina in the ACC conference. Look what Clemson just did. North Carolina deserves to be in the tournament over Clemson. That makes no sense.
I think he's being sarcastic.
Yeah. Dude, it's way too early for sarcasm, brother.
Well,
shout out to Harry.
The guy's name is Harry Ascrack. So.
Harry Ascrack, I love you, buddy, but I'm sorry, it's way too early for sarcasm in the chat, especially when you can't read you can't see sarcasm.
Any reason to take Norfolk against Florida? I'll take the points. Norfolk's been good in the bye games.
Okay. 28 and a half.
They can't call off the dogs at the University of Florida because the roster is 12 fucking baller dogs. So
yes, that's the problem.
I'll lay it with the Gators.
I
think fucking 35 and 45 to 1 to take the title is looking real nice now. Everybody's on fucking ESPN, CBS, Turner, all talking about Florida. This show is free. I was saying those exact same things 5 games into the fucking season. So no problems here. Gators are just too good.
I feel like this is Houston SIUE yesterday.
Yeah, are we going to get to see the 7-7 dude, the 7-5 guy?
He's a redshirt. He's not playing.
Just let him write a new rule so he can get like 2 possessions.
No,
we just want to see like one. We want to see one post catch and move, and that's even next year. Whoa.
You might see him like high fiving guys on the bench. That you might see. I mean, he's got to move it down, so it's technically a low 5, but. I don't think you're going to see him play. He's a red shirt. No, I wish we could see him. I don't think we're going to see him.
They're so good that he can't even get in.
That's enough analysis on that game. I want to go over. I want to spend some time on this one.
Okay.
All right. So Lillard rumors, or not Lillard, Willard. Willard to Villanova potentially. They're trying to buy him out. I mean, Will Wade don't give a fuck. Will Wade called it out in the press conference. He goes, they're trying to buy. Villanova's trying to buy the coach in this current tournament. He's talking about Willard in Villanova. Dude, I know I was high on Maryland coming into the tournament, but that was before I got this information that Willard's behind the scenes fucking around with Villanova. I think what Will Wade did was genius. Be fully transparent. There's no secrets. This is what's going on. Let's go play. Let's go hoop. Willard is the opposite of what I want my coach to be doing. Fucking around behind the scenes, then maybe even involved, blah, blah, blah. I like Grand Canyon in the points.
Did you see his comments yesterday were really weird.
It was weird, man.
Yeah, what I'm referring to is that they asked him about staying an extra night in New York, and apparently he was told no because it was too expensive for Maryland to stay an extra day in New York.
Yeah, he looks checked out, man.
He did.
That was weird.
To be fair, with his beady ass eyes, he always does look checked out, like in general.
Yeah.
But he's definitely not. He's not the guy that's gonna tell you up front exactly what's going on ever. Like you can walk into a room, look at him, and be like, "Oh, this guy's up to something."
He's also not a good tournament coach, too.
No,
so, there's multiple factors here. He's not a good tournament coach, and he's acting weird.
We also need him to leave so that Tony Skinn can get the Maryland job and we can go to games for free, which would be way cooler. So, in my best interest, I'm okay with Willard doing whatever he wants. Hell, get out of here. More importantly, all this coach talk. Shout out Molly Miller, women's Grand Canyon coach, the best in the game. We all love Molly Miller. Sadly, they have to play the Baylor girls, so I don't know if that 30-game win streak is going to continue. But if you don't know Molly Miller, Google Molly Miller. Follow her on Instagram. That is a very good coach. We'll say that. Also, Maryland has lost all these games on the last possession.
Yeah, and the game is out west in Seattle, and Grand Canyon is a West Coast team. And remember last year, those fans fucking traveled to the game. Remember, like how many fans they had at the round?
They're fucking nuts. They're awesome.
Yeah, they showed out in that St. Mary's upset, and then they were there for that Alabama game. Yeah, I think Grand Canyon might be a little alive in this game. Actually, the more and more I think
this might be where it starts to get like realistically chaotic with Grand Canyon here. I could see it. Sad because I really enjoy watching Maryland basketball. They've been a lot of fun this year, so I'll be sad to see them go. But it's a weird situation. It's sad that it's happening now. That being said, I plan to profit on it. Give me Grand Canyon plus 10.5.
Let's go. All right, Troy, Kentucky. I actually laid it with Kentucky. I think Kentucky pulls away late. I know Troy kind of feels like a popular dog, even though the betting splits would not suggest that. I like Troy's veteran guards, but I think Kentucky's able to get away here late with some shot makers. A lot of pressure on Mark Pope and company to play well after he got eliminated early last year, but B, Kentucky went out and Calipari got a win. I think we get a really locked-in effort from Kentucky here. Give me Big Blue. I'll lay the 11.5.
Okay, I will battle you. I will take Troy plus the points. First off, Troy. I think we can all agree that Troy is fantastic.
Troy's good.
Love you, Troy.
I like all this talk about me. It's nice.
I was referring to Troy Tuning, not Troy University. So, either way, I like the Troy backcourt. I like the fact that they can play defense. Their size up front is a bit concerning. But everything that I've read about Kentucky is that they're under pressure. It's pressure, and I think we've kind of seen them fold in some of these spots this season. I'll take Troy on the money line. I think that, again, I'm expecting a bit more chaos today. I think this is where it starts to, the Grand Canyon game is really where we start to see a little chaos. This is where the chaos wheel really starts to spin. Give me Troy to clip them. They win by 1.
I kind of like taking the points here. The Waffle House stuff, not just the fact that it's named Troy, and I have a little bit of bias there, but only recruiting the guys that want to go to Waffle House and telling those uppity players that don't want to eat at Waffle House so they can kick rocks. That's how you're supposed to coach a program. Now that's real America there. If you're not pumped about Waffle House, you're always going to be disappointed throughout your whole life. If you can't see the beauty in something small, like a sweet little Waffle House stop in, I don't know so much about the money line. I might sprinkle that cap, especially if we start to see the chaos meter ramp up a little bit, but I'll take the points for now.
Maybe the game of the night, New Mexico, Marquette. Marquette laying 3.5. I'm on Marquette still. I think Marquette, Cam Jones, I like the version of them in the non-con. I think getting out of the Big East, I think is going to be a breath of fresh air. I guess I'll fade another Mountain West team. Give me Marquette and Cam Jones.
Okay. I'm seeing a 4.5 out there. I'm jumping on New Mexico.
There you go. Battle.
Yeah, back-to-back battles. It's going to be the battle hour. Okay, thought process on this is, I think I know you made the pick like way earlier in the week, but I feel like the overreaction to Utah State is to fade New Mexico. I would rather fade Marquette. I think their guard play is fantastic. I question them up front. I like Nelly Jr. Joseph up against the Marquette front court. I think it's a good matchup for him. I think he and Donovan Dent just play like a 2-man game, just pitch and catch, hand off, work their voodoo magic in there, and just end up taking down this Marquette team. I think it's a one position game. If everything's a one position game, I get 4.5 points. I take the 4.5 points. So I'm going to ride with the Lobos here. I think this is a good matchup for them. This Marquette team, I've expected them to show up and show out, and it seems like every time they're a favorite, they tend to disappoint. Especially a big favorite, but in this case, a small favorite. I'm riding with New Mexico. Give me the Lobos, get the job done here. Troy, would say you.
All right.
This one's such a weird one for me. I was actually hoping that both of you guys agreed, and I was going to
follow the team
or do the opposite. I don't have a feel on this one. I have not put a bet in here, other than both Cam and Dent to go over their projected lines. I think we see those two kind of battle each other.
Yeah.
And again, this is going to be a drama game with scores that can get you buckets, firing back and forth at each other. Classic March game. This will be sweaty no matter what you bet. So I'll roll with my props here and just kind of let the game unfold. If I had to, I think I would lay it with Marquette at 3.5 because that's under the number. That's not double digit for Shaka. So still applies in the tournament.
Do you guys like the Zips with me getting 14.5?
Kind of.
Against Arizona.
They can score.
John Gross is a good tournament coach. He's been there, done that. And Arizona, I'm not laying a big number with them in the NCAA tournament. I think Arizona could go far, but I think a team that's high variance like them, I think this is going to be a hard game for them, to be honest. I think Akron, with their experience, can muck this thing up. Give me the Zips.
Yeah, it feels like that comeback in the conference championship game in a matchup they probably should have won by a couple of possessions and barely get over the finish line by 2 to get to the tournament. Feels like that was the pressure. And now it's
good point.
Now it's just whatever we get a chance to play Arizona. The best part about Arizona is if Caleb Love stinks, anyone has a chance to get him. But, this is also kind of Caleb Love's time to shine, right? This is I'll take the points. I don't know about an outright Zips win here, but what is it? 14.5, right?
Yeah,
I think this is like a 9 or 10 point game.
I think so too. Yeah, I think they'll stay within the number, but I don't think it's going to get. It may get sweaty at certain points, but I don't think they're.
VSAR will be a bit of an issue too for Akron.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, the size is going to be a problem. How do you feel about the Akron team total at 76.5?
At 14.5, it feels like you're asking for more risk there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, if it's going to be within 14.5,
they have to score points, don't they?
Arizona doesn't play defense, so I can understand the idea behind it. But, there's the truth. Well, can't fade David. 2 a.m. White Castle and you didn't throw up. That's a small victory. Small victory. Shout out to David. 2 a.m. White Castle, no puke.
Oh, he's doing well.
It's been a while since I've done that.
He's alive and well, baby. Let's go. All right, we got to fire away. We still got 4 games left.
Oh, no.
Oklahoma, Yukon, another good one here.
Join me.
I'm on Sooners.
Yeah, Boomer Sooner.
Oklahoma's better than Yukon. Yeah. We saw them in the non-con when they were at the SEC play. They were really, really good. Yukon's propped up because of their name. Oklahoma better guards. Porter Moser's got experience in this tournament now too. I mean, he's been to a Final Four. He's good as a dog. Give me Oklahoma outright.
67% of the money line bets, 51% of the spread bets on Yukon. Yukon isn't as public as I thought they would be, but they're still pretty public. I mean, yeah, give me Oklahoma plus 5.5. I think it's one of the easiest bets of the day.
I don't know about easy. I'm gonna take the 5.5. This Yukon team reminds me of Kansas yesterday. We know exactly what they are, and everyone's trying to convince themselves that that's not what they are because their name is Yukon. No, I watched them all year. This is Jeremiah Fear's tryout for Mr. Izzo's squad next year, just like his brother. Yeah, I think even if Oklahoma loses this game, it's a 3 or 4 point loss. So I'll take the points.
Okay.
Oklahoma and Ole Miss money line parlay for me. Fade fairy tale. This welcome to reality. These two blue bloods aren't very good.
All right, that's why you come into the pregame show to get plays like get the plays like that. I love that play. I'm all over
Sooner, baby, hotty toddy. All right, Xavier, Illinois. Give me Xavier. Xavier is your guys' playing game that's going to go on a run because Xavier is actually not a bad team. Xavier is more battle tested than North Carolina. They've actually beaten a couple teams. They've won at Marquette. They beat Yukon at home. They beat Texas. Actually had to play somebody in their playing game.
True.
Yeah, give me Xavier and all this experience. Sean Miller and Illinois, man, they're such a fucking phony team. Xavier wins outright. Keep the points.
I got a cosign. Xavier wins this outright. This Illinois team, they're just soft, and I don't think soft plays very well in March, especially against a Xavier team. It's got some, they're not super physical, but they got some physicality to them. I like Xavier to get the job done. Let's ride.
They're old. They're old too.
Yeah.
I've got a cool angle on this one too.
Okay.
You can easily bet Xavier on the money line because we're also going to bet either Kentucky or Troy on the money line in the next round. So you're going to get 2 chances against Illinois. And I don't really see, Illinois winning both of those games and advancing that far. So even if the odds aren't super in your favor, you're going to get a chance to get it right back on Sunday. So yeah, I think Mac might be right in terms of just basketball knowledge that the play-in that's going to advance to the Sweet 16, the best chance is actually Xavier because they're a better basketball team than UNC. But again, I don't know if they've got, the commissioner of the selection committee and, 4 years of investigating kids never going to classes and nothing ever coming out of it. And, it's.
Hey, this is just a friendly reminder. Today's Carolina game is back in the quad 1. San Diego State was a quad 2 game.
Oh, okay. Oh, I mean, we have to. It's system play then to fade North Carolina.
Yeah,
but I'll take Xavier here.
Okay, let's go X-Men. Bryant, Sparty. I kind of like the points here, man. I like I loved the Bryant team this year. I think from a physicality standpoint, they can actually bang a little bit with Sparty. They're 6'5", 6'6" at every position. I think Sparty over the years has not really blown teams out in these opening rounds. They kind of just win by 10 to 15, and then they move on. It's just like the king of just winning and moving on. He doesn't really ever blow anybody out. So him and Martelli Sr. are good friends. Give me the points of Martelli Jr. here. 16.5. Izzo wins by 13. I think they get pushed a little bit here.
I could see it. I've been trying to talk myself into Michigan State all week. I can't get there. I don't see this team as a team that's just gonna blow the doors off of Bryant. I don't see Bryant as a team that's gonna get the doors blown off them in this matchup. I got a cosign. Give me Bryant in the points. I can't get to the money line, but I think they say this is a number that they're going to stay within. Let's get with Bryant. Let's go.
I got a message from my mom as soon as they dropped the bracket. How often do I get these with a gambling line included? Is like once or twice a year. But she said it was 11-1 Bryant money line and picked it in her bracket. So Sheila's on the Bryant Bulldogs to take down Mike Izzo. I don't know if I can get all the way there myself. I personally don't know if I can do that. I think I like this one going first half spread and game spread. And, if you don't get the full game, I think you got a pretty good chance at that first half at least covering. But you've got to call off the dogs possibility here for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll take the points.
Hopefully for Sheila, if she takes them like I did Omaha last night, they don't just start making every goddamn three. Like that was ridiculous. So hopefully Sparty's got to go through one of those games where they don't make a shot. So
Bryant plus 9.5 is the first half spread.
I like that. We hit on Omaha. Hey, we did hit on Omaha first half.
We did hit on Omaha, so I'll ride with Bryant for 9.
Yeah, let's go. Bryant first half. Altman is undefeated ATS and straight up in the NCAA tournament history until tonight.
Liberty, not so fast.
Liberty knocks off Oregon. Dude, Liberty's battle tested when they stepped up out of the non-con. They held their own. They got veteran guards. I know they're small, but they're going to be able to make shots against that Oregon zone, in my opinion. Richie McKay, been here, done that, won an NCAA tournament game. I like Liberty here, and I think they're live to win the game outright.
Okay, I did look through this last night in greater detail for an article play. Liberty's size really concerns me. The size and physicality of Oregon really concerns me. I think Oregon they're technically a Big Ten team and they've got Big Ten size. I think Biddle is going to be a problem for Liberty. I don't see them having an answer for him. And although I see the number creeping up at 6.5, at 6.5, closing probably going to close to 7. You could talk me into Liberty.
Let's go.
But I don't like them to win outright. I'll take the 7. I'll take the 7.5. But they're not. I don't see them winning this.
They do a good job as a dog, like keeping it close in these bye games.
This is also a hilarious matchup of the school lifestyles. Like I would think that Oregon has one of the like clean syringe vending machines on campus, whereas at Liberty, if you curse, you have to pay like an $1,100 fine. It's crazy. The amount of rules, like if you're ever bored and you just want to look up like Liberty student body rules, they're kind of weird. It's definitely a cult. If we think A&M's a cult, Liberty is 100% a cult. I kind of like the points too, but I don't think Dana Altman's going to lose. I
don't think he is either.
You know what? I'll lay it with Oregon.
Wow.
Make a couple of free throws late and get it to 8 or something like that.
If Arizona wins that first game, this will be a true road game for Oregon. Because Arizona will travel the best. Arizona always travels the best. And they're paired up in that region. These higher seeds this time of year, man, if you don't put away that damn freaking lower seed early, that shit gets tight late. I mean, that McNeese Clemson game, that was a road game for Clemson in the second half, and the crowd, everybody will just flip on you real quick and start rooting for that dog. So let's go. Let's go Flaming Lips. All right, let's pay the sponsors, and then we can give out our Moneyline Dog at the end. We're brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook, baby. Get on over there to DraftKings Sportsbook. Bet on dogs, bet on props. You got it all, baby. Head on over there to DraftKings, and if you got a gambling problem,
call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.
We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Get on over there. The party's over. But you can still bet over there with Rhythm with the model. AI picks and props. You can build. They've been great to us all year. Sign up today with sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That is the sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. And we're also brought to you by Edge Boost. Get on over there. Earn up to $750 per month in cashback rewards for using Edge Boost card. Get on over there. EdgeBoost.bet. Promo code SGPN. We love them. And last but not least, Underdog Fantasy. Cap. Game's tipping off here in 13 minutes. Where are we going for the Underdog?
Okay. I did get I was on the show late, but I did get an article banged out last night. Let's see how good it is. Let's see how these hold up under the light of day. Play number 1 for me. Give me. Okay. Speaking of St. Mary's and Vanderbilt, give me Augustus Marshallionis to higher than 14.5 points. Vanderbilt plays loose on the defensive end. Marshallionis can make free throws. He can make threes. He can get to the rack. I like him to go higher than 14.5 points against Vanderbilt today.
Higher. Troy.
Get this one in quick. First game. I'm on Norchad O'Meara. Higher than 15.5 points. We got a spammer.
Yeah, that'll happen. Okay. Third leg. I'll take you to North Carolina at Ole Miss. Speaking of turnovers on that side, we're going to go with Elliot Cadeau to go higher than 2.5 turnovers. He's coming into this averaging 3.1 per game. He tends to play loose with the ball. He faced the SEC 3 times this season, and he turned the ball over more than 2.5 times in 2 of those matchups. So let's make it 3 out of 4. Give me El Cadeau higher than 2.5 turnovers.
I actually had this one too that Elliot put in. I had this one and Walter Clayton higher than 17.5, and I was kind of torn between the two. I've been given the sign that I needed to get from Elliot here that he's also on it. So I'll roll with Andrew Carr, points and rebounds higher than 16.5.
Let's go, baby. Get on over there to Underdog Fantasy and use our promo code TCESGPN. Alrighty, guys. Putting in some bets over here. Let's give out our MyBookie.ag Moneyline Parlay. Where do we want to go? Favorite dog of the day, Troy. Lead it off, my friend.
No, I shouldn't pick Baylor.
They're minus 105.
Sooners.
I like that. Go Shine. Troy? I mean, Cap?
I go Ole Miss plus 105.
Plus 105.
I should have picked Troy.
Should I go Xavier?
Yeah.
15-1, guys. I like that one. Let's ride with that. Oklahoma money line, Xavier money line, Ole Miss money line. I thought about Grand Canyon.
Yeah, me too.
But I have more confidence in Xavier. I like the way Xavier's trajecting. So, guys, games tip off in 10 minutes. Look at that. Hour on the dot. I know exactly how long these shows are going to go. Appreciate you guys rocking with us. Over almost 1,000 people tuned in throughout the hour of the show. You guys have been awesome this year. Like I said, we'll be back later tonight. Cap, are you on tonight or are you out tonight for the recap?
I could ride tonight. If you need a third man in the booth, I could ride tonight. But if
man
you don't,
in the booth, Cap will be there.
Yeah, I don't have to wake up, so I can also make an appearance if necessary.
We may have four men in the booth here tonight.
Got a shout out to the guy in New Jersey that put $5,000 on the Houston money line to win $50.
Yes,
legend, dude. That's a great way to sell $5,000 worth of crack and then wash it real quick. Way to go, guy.
Yes. So we'll be more efficient with the recap if we have four of us, so that we keep it at that an hour and a half, 2 hour. We don't need to go 4 hours for only an 8-game preview.
We did a good job last night. I was proud of us.
I thought last night's show. I agree with you. I'll co-sign. I thought last night's show was good. It was a good mix of the TCE recap with a nice in-depth breakdown of Saturday's action. So go check out that episode. That's out. I know on YouTube and then the Apple or Spotify, wherever you get your content from. We'll do the exact same thing for Sunday. We won't be doing Saturday games tonight. That, like I said, that episode's already out. But we'll be back tomorrow for the pregame show to talk those 8 games. So we're a little bit jumping all over the place because of the brackets. But, yeah, that's all I got. Guys, good shit. Time to go get drunk and yell TV and bet on games. What else is there to do? Happy Friday. Have a great weekend, everybody. He's at Cannabis Capper. He's at Troy Chudig. I'm at Moneyline_Mac. Cheers to a hell of a day and a great weekend. And we are out of here.
Jack Fox out.
Go Baylor.
They pay players.
That's what they do.